All right, everybody, welcome back to the #1 television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown. All three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hardcase by Dan Simmons. This is book #1 in his Joe Kurtz trilogy of hard-boiled crime novels. We've got the trilogy right here where there's Hardcase #1, there's Hard Freeze #2, and Hard as Nails #3. And of course, as you can tell, the publisher didn't give a shit at all about matching the spines. Well, they're not bad. Not bad, actually. They're okay. The covers were sort of following a kind of a theme through the first two books, and then they decided to abandon that, because why stick to the theme? If it's a trilogy, why do the third book the same? I mean, why the fuck would you, come on, for hell's sakes. Sometimes publishers need to be spanked. Okay, enough with that. I got every Dan Simmons. Now, Dan Simmons, of course, is known for his science fiction and horror novels and fantasy novels. I've got all of my Dan Simmons collection up here. As you can see, he's known for the Hyperion books and like horror novels like The Terror, things like that. He's one of my favorite writers. I think if you watch my top 10 favorite writers video, I think he's in there in the top 10 somewhere. Anyway, let's talk about this book. Came out in 2001. Dan Simmons is a master of all genres. He's done fantasy well. He's done science fiction well. He's done crime novels well. He's done horror novels well. He's done historical fiction well. He's done a lot of stuff. And this is his hard-boiled crime trilogy. Joe Kurtz. Well, we already kind of talked about the covers a little bit. I like this one because it looks like it's silver and black. I mean, there's a theme to the whole thing here. Anytime a book has got the Raiders colors, it gets an extra point. Okay, so Joe Kurtz. Joe Kurtz, who is Joe Kurtz? Well, we don't know until the very first chapter. We read Joe Kurtz is a tough guy. He goes into an apartment building, confronts a dude. The dude that he's confronting is named Eddie. Eddie is the guy that killed Joe Kurtz's partner, Samantha, in the line of duty. Joe Kurtz goes up there, confronts Eddie, throws him right out of the 6th floor window, right in front of all the other police who are gathered down on the parking lot below. Throws this guy. It's just a straight up murder. And Joe Kurtz, our hero, goes right to prison for 11 years. Goes to Attica prison. Does 11 years. That's the first chapter. And then chapter 2, we get to meet Joe after his 11 years sentence and is done. He's back out into the real world. He's out of prison. But now he needs a job. And the price is high for an ex-felon, an ex-con. What's he going to do? Well, he, as tradition would have for ex-cons, he signs on with the Farinos mob family. And they're going to give him work. He's going to work for the mob. And this mob family has got a shit ton of deadly, horrific problems, all of their own stuff boiling right in their own backyard. Of course they do. So Kurtz is put on the case for the mob family. Our accountant has gone missing. Now, the mob family never wants their accountant to go missing, right? I mean, this is a hard case to solve, right? They never want their accountant missing. And so, Kurtz, you go find him. And so that's the mission. Kurtz, and immediately, Joe Kurtz is just this guy that rubs everyone the wrong way. He just makes enemies in every situation he's placed in. He's got, right off the bat, he's got 2 killers that are on his trail hunting him down. He's got a beautiful woman, a beautiful but rather ruthless woman who he's sleeping with. He's got a hitman from Denmark that's stalking him. All the while this is happening, all the secrets from his own past are kind of boiling up and then raining down on him at the same time. So he's got a lot of problems. He's got the mob, he's got killers, he's got assassins, he's got a girlfriend that is sus. But yet he keeps pushing further and further into this mob's deadly, sort of tangled web and shadowy underbelly, kind of, and it just gets more grim and deadly. And he's this world that he's into is just full of chaotic killers, very reminiscent of like a Elmore Leonard book or a Quentin Tarantino movie, where it's just chaotic killers and street freaks, and you got traitors and betrayals left and right, and just general madmen running everywhere through this book. It's a very cinematic, like a Tarantino movie. It's like a cinematic rocket ride of hard-boiled action and wit. That's what this book is. All that being said, I don't think it's my favorite Dan Simmons book by any means, nor do I even think it's my favorite hard-boiled crime, police procedural mystery novel type of thing. I liked it though. It's short. It's very Robert B. Parker, Spencer-esque in the way it's handled, with probably a little less humor maybe than I would have liked. I would have liked Joe Kurtz to be a little more sort of sarcastic, in the vein of like Jack Reacher and even Spencer, like I mentioned, from Robert B. Parker. Or God, any one of the characters from Elmore Leonard. But it's a very entertaining novel, for sure. I'm going to give this a solid 7.5 out of 10, I believe is the rating that this one deserves.